Hey y'all, good morning. I don't know what I did, but I'm recording this because if I go live, I got to deal with the connection dropping and all that stuff, and I'm driving. So last night, for those of you who don't know, I'm Bridget, owner of Be Elise Notary Services. You may also refer to me as Be Elise, which a lot of people do. And my operating hours are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. So yesterday, I...
Go past this light, then at the next one, turn left.
Oh yeah. I received a text message for a signing in my area, and I was cooking. So I heard the text, and I was like, I'm cooking, so I'm not even about to acknowledge it, and I'm about to close anyway. It's about 7:40 something, I think. I'm like, I'm about to close, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. So my husband comes in from the store. We're kicking it. We're talking about
at the light,
how it took
use
me
the left 2 lanes to merge onto I-95 South.
2 hours to make the spaghetti that I was making. And before y'all start saying 2 hours, I was perfecting my sauce. All right. I was perfecting the sauce because the last time I made spaghetti, it was terrible. So anyway, the spaghetti came out amazing, by the way. So anyway, we're talking and laughing about that, and then my phone rings, and so without a thought, I answer the phone. And the call is coming from the signing service that sent the text for the signing that I didn't acknowledge. So they're telling me that they have a person who is in critical condition at the hospital, and they need to have a power of attorney signed. And so I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, I really don't want to do nothing right now. I'm about to eat this good old spaghetti I just made. And I'm like...
In 9 miles, take exit 110 onto County Road 714 and Martin Highway towards State Road 714.
I'm like, okay, let me ask the right questions before I just, start saying I don't want to do it. So I'm like, okay, power of attorney, person is in the hospital. The word used was the person is not going to be with us in the morning. They are expiring. And so immediately I'm like, well, if the person's not competent and aware, I can't do anything with that. And they're like, no, we know that. And we talked to the signer, and the signer understands what's going on. They know what the day is. They know what the document is about, and they are agreeing to sign the document that their lawyer drew up. And so I'm like, now mind you, a day prior, I was notified that earlier that day, it wasn't a day prior, earlier that day I was notified by another service that I needed to go and pick up the notice of right to cancel from the signers that I left there, that they put in their instructions that they wanted me to leave with them. They said leave required notice of right to cancel copies with signer, and so I misinterpreted it. I left all of the notice of right to cancel when I was supposed to only leave one, so whatever. And because they only asked me to print one copy of all the documents, so in my mind, if I leave the notice of right to cancel, then y'all not getting it, right? But whatever. So I had to go pick that up anyway after dinner, and that was all I was looking forward to doing, was doing that, coming back home to eat my spaghetti. So I ended up asking them, does the power of attorney need witnesses? The person said, I don't think so. It's a durable power of attorney. I said, is it a Florida power of attorney? They said, yes. I said, it will need 2 witnesses. A durable power of attorney is giving persons permissions to financials and real estate, etc. And so they were like, oh, okay. And then I also explained, the witnesses cannot be related by spouse, parent, or child, and so forth, not have beneficial interest, not be the one listed in the documents, etc. They said, okay, we're going to call the attorney, we'll call you back. And so I'm like, all right, cool, I may have talked myself out of this one. So I went to go pick up the documents that I was supposed to go pick up, and then I got a call back from the signing service saying, we spoke to the attorney, spoke to the signer. They're going to have their friends come up there to witness. The documents will be ready in a minute. Can you do it? I'm like, okay, that's fine. And they're like, you know, we usually pay $75 for this. Would that be okay? And I was like, well, it depends on where I'm going. I'm like, what hospital am I going to? They told me the hospital. I'm like, that's near my mom. That's like 35 minute drive. They're like, oh, so 75 won't be enough. And so they're like, how much would you take? And I'm like, I really don't charge a whole lot for power of attorneys, especially if I'm not providing the witness. But I was like, I think $90 would be worth my time. And so they said, okay, we'll pay you the $90. If you get there and you feel like it can't be done, we'll still pay you, and we'll pay you tomorrow because we appreciate you responding to this urgent request. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I head there. I get the lady's contact. I reach out to her. Phone number is wrong. I reach back out to the signing service. They send me the right number. I reach out to her, to the signer's wife, and we talk. She tell me what's going on. I asked her if she has the documents because I don't have the documents yet. She said no. I said, okay, well, text me and let me know if you do get the documents because I can print them in my back seat. It's no problem. She was like, oh my God, okay, thank you so much. That's so, you know, convenient or whatever. And so I get there, and what time was I get there about 9 something. And so I'm there, and I finally get the text that the documents are ready. So I'm like, all right, cool. I print the documents out. I go inside to the hospital, to the emergency room number that was given to me, get everybody's IDs, start my journal up, and the wife's name is spelled wrong. Well, it's not spelled wrong. Her initial is wrong. It's supposed to be a B and not a D. She said she sent the copy of the ID to the attorney, and the attorney, I guess it was an oversight. So I reach out to them. I let them know that the name is not correct. The initial is supposed to be this and not that. And so they say, okay, no problem. The attorney gets on it, gets it fixed. I go back out to the car, reprint the documents. I print 2 copies for the signers to sign because it's super important that when you have power of attorney documents that there's more than one original. Most times the bank or any type of medical facility, they don't want copies. They more times than not want the original. So if you give them your only original, then you don't have an original, right? Unfortunately, the person didn't have enough energy to sign 2 copies, so we ended up just having them sign 1. She was doing a lot of yelling.
In 2 miles,
crying.
take exit 110 onto County Road 714 and Martin Highway towards State Road 714.
She was yelling, screaming. She was in a whole lot of pain. They had her laid flat to stabilize her heart and pressure, and it just wasn't good. I ended up having to. I was there for a little over an hour, and she couldn't see, you know, where she was. It wasn't good lighting, so they had like this little light. You know the light that the dentist has when you go? They had a light like that. I don't know what it's called at this time, but it moves around. And so I had to turn it on. I was the only tall person in the room. I had to turn that light on, and it wouldn't stay where I positioned it onto the paper. So I had to move it. I had to hold it. And then somebody else had to hold the clipboard for her. And then she initialed everywhere she was supposed to when she signed. And
use the right lane to take exit 110 onto County Road 714 and Martin Highway towards State Road 714.
Sorry, I keep pausing because I'm listening to my GPS and I don't know if it's muffling the sound of me talking, and I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. So yeah, she took quite a bit of time
take the
to
exit,
sign and
then
initial,
keep right.
because it's hard to sign when you got to lay flat. You know, they wouldn't let her
keep
sit
right
up.
onto County Road 714 West.
She couldn't bend her head up or anything, so I got the light, and then somebody else got the clipboard, and she's holding a pen, and it was a lot of maneuvering, but we got it done. And after that, the nurse came in, and the nurse was like, you know, I'm about to take her to her room, asked me if I was done. I told her I was not done yet, but I will be in a minute, because after she signed and after I had the witnesses sign, then I signed and stamped and, you know, put the documents back together, because I took out just the pages that she needed to acknowledge. I wasn't gonna, you know, be flipping through pages right there, obviously.
Making a turn.
Oh, I was supposed to make a left? I mean a right? Oh. So yeah, guys, that's how that went. Went back out to the car. Oh, you know what? I missed something. So the first time I had to go back out to my car, I had got a email.
In 5.8 miles, turn left onto County Road 609.
Okay. I got an email, and it was a lead from Notary Stars. And I responded to the lead. It was a mother and daughter who needed to get documents notarized. And they were both in different states, so obviously we had to do it online. And I told them my availability, because on the request it said that the lady had availability at 9 a.m. And so I told her my only availability for 9 a.m. is going to be Thursday. And so she was like, can we do it sooner? I said, well, actually, I'm at a hospital signing right now. If you want to do it after I'm done here, we can do that. So after I left the hospital and went out to the car in the parking lot, I did a run at 10 something at night. So I didn't get home until like 11:30. It was a very long day yesterday. I was like, what the heck? But I wanted to share that story with you guys, because it's super important that we answer when we are called upon. I don't care if you're religious or spiritual or nothing, but sometimes you are just called upon to act. And instead of looking at it as an inconvenience, you should look at it as a blessing. I was a blessing to that family last night. I don't know if the person is still with us at this time. I was told that they wouldn't be, but you know, those type of things have a mysterious way of turning around. And I hope whatever the outcome is today, this morning, that the family has strength, and that they were there with her in her last moments, if that's what it was. You know what I mean? It was very sad. I mean, her wife was crying. I was trying to just remain calm and not cry, because I'm no good watching people cry. I'm just no good on that. And you know, the lead that I got from Notary Stars, that was also a blessing. I was able to help another family. You know, I helped 2 families after hours, and I didn't charge anyone an after hour fee. And I was tired and I was hungry, but I fulfilled a duty that I signed up for. You know, so many times people don't take their role as a notary public serious, and it is a serious role that we have, guys. I mean, we have the power to make significant changes in people's lives just from signing a document. So I just want you guys to hear my story, be humbled by it, make sure that you're out here doing the right thing by everyone. You know, even with the crying and everything like that, it was still my job to make sure that this person understood what was going on, and they were very aware. They were just in a lot of pain. You know, they weren't drugged up, they weren't out of it. You know, the doctors, they refrained from administering more drugs that could have put her to sleep, simply because they knew that she was going to be signing some legal documents, that I would need to talk to her. And so everything worked out very well. But if it was on the flip side, even with the crying and the sadness in the room, if that person was not aware and willing, I would have had to leave without doing anything. So, yeah. The picture that I shared with you guys was after I left. After I left. If you notice in the picture, my face just kind of looks like, I don't know. I'm not smiling. I'm not frowning. I'm just kind of have this blank facial expression because I just had to walk out of a room with people crying. And it was more than one person in that room. You know, I had two witnesses with their two friends. There was a child in there who looked like she was a teenager, an older teenager. And then it was the wife of the patient. And then the patient is also screaming, somebody help me, somebody take this pain away. I can't do it, I can't take it. Lord help me, and crying. And I'm just like, oh my Lord. Oh, yeah, so that is the story that I wanted to share. You guys can, you know, leave me the comments and all that stuff, and I will respond when I am able. I'm up early on my way to my first appointment of the day. And yeah, y'all have a good one.